A very warm welcome to all present here. This is Adithya from NTTF Trichy Training Center, learning Diploma in Mechatronics Engineering and Smart Factory. Today, our shop talk is about PS4. Let's jump into our topics. This is a table of content which we are going to discuss about today. Introduction, history of PlayStation, evaluation, what is PS4, working, block diagram of PlayStation, introduction to joysticks, working of joysticks, block diagram of them, PS4 types, and we'll conclude our session. First, we'll go to introduction. Introduction to PlayStation. PlayStation is often abbreviated as PS, developed by Sony Interactive Company. PlayStations are of different types: PS4, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5. History of PlayStation. The PlayStation history starts in the beginning of begins in the later 1980s with the partnership of Nintendo company. It is a Nintendo company and Sony company joined together in a partnership and developed a console called PlayStation. This is the first ever PlayStation made. The PlayStation was released in 1994 after the partnership was made. And after the partnership broke, the PS2 made PlayStation 2 in 2000, and PS1 made in the 2000, and PlayStation 2 Slim made in 2004, and PS Portable, which we can play in our hands, like Nintendo Switch. This came in 2004, and PlayStation 3 launched in 2006, and PlayStation 3 Slim Edition launched in 2009. PS Vita. This is the upgrade of PS Portable, like PlayStation Portable. PS Super Slim. This PS Super Slim is a very slim model compared to the PlayStation basic PlayStation 3, PlayStation Slim, and this is the Super Slim model, which will be very small. It is launched in 2012. PlayStation 4, which is launched in 2013. PS4 Slim, which is launched in 2016, and PS4 Pro, which is launched in 2016. PS4 is a little big, little fattier console, and PS4 Slim is a little small console, and PS4 Pro, which has some major upgrades than PS4 and PS4 Slim. Uh, PS PlayStation Classic, which is came once again to the market, and in 2018. PS5 officially launched in 2020, which is few years back. What is PlayStation? What is PS4? PS4 is a home gaming console, or we can play in our home inside, which we can plug and play in the TV, which is really easy to set up. Which is developed by Sony Interactive Company, which is released in 2013, and it has different variants in it, and it uses different types of softwares to in games. Major parts of PS4: hardware, operating system (OS), user interface (UI), games, online services, media playback, remote play, and sharing features. Hardware, operating system. These will use as usual. But remote play and sharing features is little different compared to other consoles. In PS3 we didn't have these features, but in PS4 remote play is an option which we can play in our phones. If our PS4 is in our if we are in a friend's home which we want to play in with our friends, but we can't in a just a situation we can't go to our home. We can turn on the PS4 with our mobile phone, and there's a PS app, PS remote play app. There's an app which we can on and we can turn on and we can play in our mobile phone. This definitely need an internet connection. Working of a PS4. PS4, there are different types of PS4 as I told before: Slim, Slim, Basic Edition, and Pro. But in PS5, it is totally different. In 2024, I think 2024, PS5 Super Slim, Slim Edition, they launched. Sony company, they launched PS5 Slim Edition. In 2020, they launched Disc Edition and Digital Edition. The difference between disc and digital is disc edition, which we can insert a disc inside and we can play. But in digital, we cannot insert a disc, which we should buy the games in online, which PS Store there is an app, or PS Now there is an app, which we should buy in the PlayStation apps. But in this, we can buy in offline store and others. The disk of, in PS4 we have only disk editions. So the disk spins up to the speeds so that the disk driver can read the data, and it will go to mechanical IC, and which will convert to the RAM, and it will go to the central processing unit and graphical unit, which will split up in more ways. Like how we are eating in day-to-day life, and which is converted into nutritions and other wastage. Like that, it is converting sound, graphics, processing, communication with the joysticks. There are different types. Okay, this is the working of PS4. This is the block diagram of PS4. In last slide, I want to still tell this. This is the block diagram of PS4. There is a communicational interface. That interface is an interface that connects the joysticks which we are playing in the hand, and the board, main board, which is coming into the upcoming topics. So there is a 2 MB RAM EDO. It is a DRM. So the Sony CPU, which has the main processing unit in that, which the processor, the graphics and the other UIs will be created or developed in that. Okay, the CD spins up to the level, and the spins up to the level of the reading, the capability of reading the data from the disk. So now the redundant data, like the IC is reading some data continuously. The reading data, which will go to the mechanical IC. That mechanical IC converts to it transfers to the three parts of the parts of the PlayStation: audio system, video system, and Sony CPU system. In these three parts, a CD consists of sound, graphics, and other things, processing of codes and etc. of the games. Okay, these three parts, which transfers from mechanical IC. First part goes to the sound system, which sound creates from the CD. Or if you are seeing a movie, there will be many lot of sounds. So that sounds will be created. For example, I'll get you. If you are in the home screen of the game, or if you are opening a Windows laptop, old in Windows 7, we'll get a sound. We'll get some sounds of Windows 7. Like that, the sound will be coming from the PlayStation of the CD disk spins, and the mechanical IC transfers to it. And the video stabilization, that part of the PlayStation, which creates the graphics. As everyone know, graphics, which increase the, as we can see in a day-to-day life, the graphics comes into the TV. The advanced model of graphics is ray tracing. Ray tracing is nothing but, uh, if you are seeing a water, which we can see in which translate like a glass. In a glass, we can, it reflects us like that. The advanced model of graphics is ray tracing. And CPU. CPU is as a central processing unit which processes everything, and once again it will go to the video. RGB encoder, red, green, blue encoder, which is the last part of the video, which everything will happen, and which you are playing, it will happen in a seconds, milliseconds. So we can see it in a screen. So this RGB encoder works to it. It will be there in the HDMI port. Nearby the HDMI, there will be a processor, and it will convert to it. Okay, these are the parts of PS4. Base and optical driver controller. These are made of, definitely this is made up of PCB, multi-layer PCB. This optical driver controller, which is used to turn on the console. Power button. We can tell it as power button, CD eject button, or reset button. Optical driver. The CD driver, which where we can put a CD driver inside, and we can get it back. Fan assembly. Fan assembly. For example, uh, or we are using the laptop for one day continuously, which will do a lot of multitasking in it. So we are having a fan to cool the processor. We are also having a heat sink in it. So these heat sink fan work together to cool the processor. So we'll cool the processor. If you're not cooling the processor, the lifespan of the processor will be reduced. So we are cooling the processor so that we can use the PlayStation for longer life. So this heat sink is made up of aluminum material. So which mainly aluminum is having a ability to transfer the heat very fastly. Uh, the heat will be transferred from the processor to heat sink, and the fan will eject them. So there is a main PCB board, which has the uh, processors, data encoders, and video encoder, RGB encoders, and other things Ethernet cables, Bluetooth connectivity, and other things more like etc. Hard disk, which all the data um, data OS and other things will be stored in our personal data in the PlayStation, our save data. The save data is the main data which we want to continue from that. How we are saving in the laptop if you are doing Excel in a laptop, how we are saving, and once again we are continuing it. So like that, there is a save data for a game. If you are going to, we can easily take like a level. If we are completing a first level, second level, third level, we will save in it. So there is auto save games or saving which will manually save. So the save data will be stored in the hard drive. So finally, mounting tabs. Mounting tabs are used to protect the PCB board from damages or other insects. So if you are keeping the PlayStation for a longer time for a couple of days, which we are not turning it on, so the insects like spiders can go inside and it can build their own nest. So protecting the board, protecting of corrosion, mainly corrosion. We are using these mounting tops. Finally, to give a better look, to give a design, we are using these tops. Motherboard. This is the main board of PlayStation, which consists of Sony chipset of 8 core AMD processor in it, and 8 Samsung graphics chips in it, and there is a network processor which connects to the network, and we can play online games in it. So the network processor works to it. And there's also a Ethernet controller which controls the Ethernet port. Bluetooth Bluetooth module is a module which the Bluetooth connect to the joysticks and others. If you're connecting a headset, which we use Bluetooth nowadays. We are using Bluetooth in every places like laptop, mobile phones, TVs, and other etc. Like the same way, we are using the Bluetooth module in the PlayStation, which you use to connect the controller and others. Samsung's SDRM, which is used to improve the performance of it. Okay, to power this massive construction of this PCB board, we are using this power supply of PlayStation, the PlayStation can grab up to 100 watts to 200 watts. Uh, Basically, if you are using a PlayStation for 2 hours, which we are giving a more multitasking for 2 hours, it will sound the sound of the fan will be very high. Like it will annoy you. Like if you're keeping the sound of your TV in 50, it will annoy you. The PlayStation fan sound may annoy you. So you should give a rest for it. Introduction to joystick. So till now we saw about the PlayStation, which is the base. But now I'll explain you as this. We are having a laptop and we are having a screen, but not mouse. The same way the joystick works. If we are working in a laptop, but without a mouse, it's difficult, right? So we are using the joystick to control the PlayStation. Um, Joysticks is mainly an input device, which is used to detect motions. It has access motions and other things like touchpad and others in the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. So this is the input device which gets the input from the which is the input device which transfers to the PlayStation, and it will deliver in the screen. There are different types of joysticks like thumbsticks, uh, air cord styles, and digital analog. These four as I mentioned here, these types. The size, there are pictures. Thumbsticks. First one is thumbsticks and arcade mission. Arcade missions like in the if you're going into a mall. For example, if you're going into a forum mall in Chennai, we can take. if you are going to formal, there will be a machine called haircut, which we can, if there will be, it will be like this, and we will play like this, and to move the, to grab something, it will come down and it will grab, and we can win. Like, so this is the machine of haircut machine. Digital joysticks. Digital joystick is nothing but some can't hold like the joystick like this. So we are using this digital joystick. Analog joystick is the same, but in, but little different from the digital joysticks. Working of the joysticks. Working of the joysticks is little simple compared to other joysticks. There are different types of brands, and there are different types of joysticks according to their own brand. According to PlayStation, Sony, we are using the DualSense right now. But before, in PS4, we are using DualShock. Uh, the upgrades are really major upgrades from DualShock to DualSense. So this joysticks works as the character moves. If you are giving the forward button, or if you are giving a triangle button, I'm talking. These specific buttons are there only in PlayStation. If you are going to Xbox or Nintendo Switch, in Nintendo Switch we can, the triangle button is called as X, or the box button is called as Y, B, A. Like according to the brands, according to their standards, it will vary. So in PlayStation, box, triangle, X, O. Uh, these four buttons we'll use mainly, and the thumbsticks, which we use to rotate the camera angle. How we are rotating our head here to there, like that we can rotate the character, or like to see the other things, like, so we are using the character, sorry, we are using the left hand thumbsticks to it, right hand thumbstick to move the character, like how you are walking, how you are taking left, how you are taking right. So we are using the right hand thumbstick for it. Yeah. Parts of a joystick. This is what I thought to tell you. Right analog, left analog, we'll call it as analog joystick or analog. Square, box, cross, circle, triangle. R1, R2, L1, L2. Yeah. This R1, R2 or L1, L2 will use it in a game. Like if you want to race, if you want to go fast and chase a car, or if you want to sprint in NBA, in basketball games, if you want to sprint, we will press R2 or L2. According to our customization, we can customize. In R2, if you want to press, you can go and jump, and we can play a bus. So we are using in this game. D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad left, D-pad right. We can switch according to the game. It will vary. Touchpad. Will this touchpad will not use often if you are browsing the websites, or if you are using specific games like Uncharted, like that. Like these games or Days Gone, we'll use the touchpad. So this touchpad is also having a specific task. Like if you are if you are putting the upwise, the map will appear. If you are pressing the downwise, the options will appear. So like the based on the games, it will vary. There is also a light bar which is in a triangle shape inside down the joysticks. And there is also an inbuilt speaker in the joystick, which will give the realistic experience. In Last of Us, we'll play the game. Suddenly, the torchlight will be off. Uh, the indication show. This also has an access sensor, as I told before. So the indication source in the game, like tap the how will talk in those days, we'll tap the torch so it will on. And there's a theory. So we'll tap the torch and it will on. So the creators made like that. So we'll tap the joysticks like this. So the light will on, the sound will come in the joysticks. Motherboard. This is the motherboard of the PlayStation joystick, which consists of every access sensors and other thumbstick model. There are two weights which is like located in this. So that is a thumbstick model which will place there. And there is a middle. There is a black color. That is a speaker. As I told before, if you want to play some Infamous Second Son, there's a game called Infamous Second Son, which will in the first it's in the beginning of the game will spray. How a spray paints work? Will shake and will spray it. So while shaking, there will be a ball. There will be ball in the paint sprayer. So it will shake. So the sound will be created in the dual shock speaker. Flexible PCB. This flexible PCB will be used in the X, Y, D-pad up, D-pad down, PS button, and other buttons. This is the flexible PCB which connects the all the circuits with this. Uh, there are two types of controller. There are model 1, model 2. There are no there is no big difference, and really there is no big difference. Which has the blue light in the model 2, which is in the right hand side. There is a blue light indication bar up. In the model 1, there is no blue light indication up bar. In the red color, we are not having the blue light indication in the touchpad. But in the gray color, which we are having in the right side, we are having the blue color bar, indication bar. In GTS, we will play the if a police is chasing us, so the light will be varying like blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. So it'll give alert. Or if you are riding an ambulance, blue, red, blue, red. The sounds will be created in the speaker in light. Joysticks. Um, this joysticks is from Xbox. Sony is another company. Xbox is another company. Xbox is from Microsoft, and PlayStation is from Sony. So this is an Xbox controller, which we can press the R2 and L2 button. We don't want to stress our hands, which we can easily hold and we can play. There are three types of PlayStation: original, slim, pro. Difference between this, these are all PlayStation 4s. But what is the major difference and minor difference in this? Processor. The processor of the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Slim Edition is both same. But in PlayStation Pro, as you can see, PlayStation Slim Edition and Base Edition has 800 megahertz. But in the PlayStation Pro, it has 911 megahertz. It's a boost from for the PlayStation AMD. AMD process is a little boost up, and in GPU is also boosted up for in PlayStation Sim and PlayStation Base variant. 1.8884 is the top FPS, or not FPS, top graphical unit. But in AMD Recon, 4.20. It's very big difference. In RAM, we are using extra RAM in PS4, and in PS4 video graphics, we are using full HD graphics in PS4 Slim and PS4. But in PS4 Pro, we are using 4K and HDR resolution. Connectivity in PS4 and PS4 Slim and PS4. The Bluetooth connectivity will vary in this. In PS4 base variant, the USB is 3.0. In PS4, the USB is 3.1, and PS4 Pro also USB 3.1. The Ethernet is all same, but Wi-Fi is also different. We are using Wi-Fi N, and we are using Wi-Fi AC and AC in the PS4 Slim and PS4. Bluetooth connectivity. Uh, Up to date, we are using Bluetooth 5.3, 5.4 we are using today. Back in 2018, we are using Bluetooth 2.1 in the base variant, and Slim and Pro variant, we are using Bluetooth for 4.0. According to these three variants, the price is also varied. Thank you. We'll meet in another topic.